The Transformers comic from Skybound has given us a lot of great new and subtle takes on our beloved characters from the franchise, but none of them have given me such a shock as Starscream. We've seen a lot of different iterations of Starscream, as he is one of the core characters to the franchise. I would even go as far to say he's a bit more recognizable than Megatron, only because Megatron's alternative mode is not super consistent. But Starscream's character is pretty easy to get right. He's backstabbing, cowardly, and oftentimes the butt end of violence. And all of these things ring true for Skybound Starscream, except a new trait that has been dialed up to 11: Cruelty. Starscream's knack for violence is on full display in the series, and it comes as a huge shock to those not expecting the amount of blood to be drawn on a page. We've seen death before in the Transformers comics. Lots of it, in fact, in the IDW series, and even some extremely gruesome pages at that. But for this new series, it is shown off as a true display of power. It gives us the full scope of what the Transformers are capable of. While Optimus is seen mourning over a deer that he accidentally stepped on, Starscream contrasts these images by showing off how excited he is to play with the locals of Earth. For him, it's a game, and this is a great side-by-side that the comic does. It shows us Optimus leading the Autobots with grace and humility towards the humans, and then it will cut directly to Starscream doing the exact opposite, leading the Decepticons with wrath and childish outbursts. Both are leaders, both make mistakes, and yet only one of them is truly admirable. Optimus cares for the safety of humans, and Starscream does not. But not only do the lives of humans mean nothing to Starscream, neither do the lives of his own brethren. This is the Starscream we know very well, the backstabbing bastard who only cares about saving himself. From the first issue of the series, you can tell that there is an underlining issue between Starscream and the ever-so-loyal Soundwave. Starscream is constantly berating his fellow Decepticon when things are not automatically going his way. In fact, we see a side of his cowardice when Soundwave suggests that he should be the one to go scout for Energon. Starscream is always ready to give commands, but when it comes time for action, he's the first to deny his responsibilities. Later in the comics, we see that Starscream has no care for his own troops. This is most relevant in issue 4, wherein Starscream refuses to help the dying Skywarp, simply because he has other things to do. To him, his brothers are simply pawns to be played, pieces to be moved and killed, so long as he, the king, is safe. But just like in the game of chess, the king is not the most powerful piece on the board. That's not to say Starscream cannot cause havoc. He does so multiple times, but as per usual, he quickly becomes the butt end of violent acts during battle. He is constantly beaten by the Autobots, and really only wins when he utilizes someone else's strength. Writer Daniel Warren Johnson shows us Starscream's immense power over the humans as a way to remind us how godlike Transformers are. But while it shines through Optimus Prime in humility, Starscream's power over the humans is shown as cruelty. Being cruel to another being is a sign of weakness, in the same way that losing your temper and getting angry shows to everyone around you that you have no control. Rage and violence are not displays of power, but displays of the opposite. Starscream is powerful over the humans. He can destroy them easily. He does this often, but these acts are not to show us Starscream's superiority, but rather his weakness. He cannot contend against the Autobots alone, and so he must find his victory in battle against creatures that are much less capable, and even then, he is still bested by them in battle. But like all things in life, your actions have consequences. Starscream's cruelty comes back around to be his undoing. In issue number 7, Soundwave has had enough of the aimlessness of the Seeker commander and challenges him to combat. In a fitting callback to Bumblebee's death, Soundwave shoots Starscream in the face while he is defenseless. Starscream switches his personality from cruel and maniacal overlord to something akin to a scared puppy dog begging for mercy. Starscream's plea for mercy, though, is just a farce. When he gets the chance, he tries to best his opponent, but even with the element of surprise, he is useless in a fight. He switches back and forth between cunning warrior and scared victim, declaring that Soundwave is cheating and even offering him a co-leadership role. But none of this will change the fact that Starscream must answer for his cruelty. Hey, thanks for watching. This was definitely a fun episode to write. Starscream has been such an interesting character to read through these comics. He's kind of got all these qualities that Starscream has always had, but he seems extremely violent and cruel, and yet at every chance he's blaming others for his mistakes, or he's asking for forgiveness or mercy. It's almost hilarious to see how incompetent he is. But I love seeing the juxtaposition between him and Optimus Prime, how Optimus leads the Autobots versus how Starscream leads the Decepticons. At the time of this recording, we're only into issue 9, and so Starscream has supposedly passed away. Again, there's a lot of death in this comic series. I actually did a video on that if you want to watch that. I'm sure Starscream will come back at some point. There are certain characters that I think have been killed off that will probably show back up, and it'll be fine. Starscream is definitely one of them. I think he's a core character, and I think we haven't really fully gotten to see how cunning and how much of a failure he is. So I am looking forward to seeing him pop up again in the future. That being said, I am also working on a video that covers Soundwave and the ideas of loyalty to a cause rather to a specific person. So I'll be working on that one in the future. Thanks again for watching and all the support you guys have shown the channel. I really enjoy making these videos, reading the comics, and of course, let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with me about Starscream. I love the discourse. I love figuring it out. There's a lot of times I'll write these videos, record them, edit them, upload them. Someone posts a comment, and I think, oh, you know, I never thought of it that way. I didn't think of it from that angle, so it's always great to do that. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. Why not subscribe? It's free. I make videos all the time about this stuff. Thanks again, of course, always for all the support, and I'll see you guys next time.